Hello, good morning. I am filming this from Aurora. We're zone 5B, and this is kind of my pollinator patch. Started about 2.5, 3 years ago. I'm relatively new to gardening. This is my 4th year of gardening. I'm lucky that I got bit by the native bug early. So I just want to do a quick shot of what's in this little pollinator patch. Not everything is native. It is a work in progress. And a lot of these plants are all planted in the last 1.5 to 2 years. So some of the things I have here is a 9-bark. It arrived last year in the fall, and he's doing well. These are the red oyster dogwoods. I have one little pussy willow. It was one stick that I got from a farmer's market sale, and planted it to the ground. This is, I think, the 3rd year. I relocated it last year, so we're going to monitor it to see how it does. Relocate this plant actually 3 times. This is the 3rd place. Originally, I had it in a different part of the garden, and then I relocated it here to the front, and it was too close to these guys. I have no idea how big it was going to get, and so last fall, I dug it up and killed quite a bit of roots, actually. But considering it was a stick that grew roots, I decided to try it here, and it did bounce back. I trimmed some of it back yesterday. The dogwoods here, it's actually a rescue of a couple of saplings from my parents' yard. I somehow blew into their garden, and I saved 1, 2, 3, and now they've become this massive thing. And these are about, I want to say 2 years old, maybe, but they really like it here. And then I got some bearded foxgloves. Another one. Excuse my naming. I apologize for my first video. These are the bearded ones, and these do really well in my garden. There's some Philadelphia fleabane there. And what else do I have? I have both New York and New England asters. I think that's a Canadian goldenrod that just self-seeded. Some avens that self-seeded, but I'm going to leave them. And then this guy here is our native Columbine. Because it started originally as a pollinator garden, I have the non-natives here of the other Columbines. Eventually I might relocate them. You'll see other things here. These are not, so you can ignore them. They're Shasta daisies. I'm pulling them out as I'm transferring this garden into more of a native garden. Lots of milkweed. So what they say is true. This is year 3 of milkweed. So originally I ordered 2 plants that came tiny, like this. And I planted them, and I probably got 4 or 5 that season. And then I'm like, let me order 2 more to plant over there. And now I have a lot. So they are quite aggressive. I get what people are saying now. So I think I will maybe chop and drop and pull some out. But I haven't seen any caterpillars on it yet. I do see some nibbling over there. So I might leave it. I'll see what happens. But last year, I don't think I saw any eggs. So I am hopeful. I did see a couple monarchs flutter by and stop there, but I haven't found the eggs myself. So you'll see other things in my garden. I am not a fully native garden planter, but I'm slowly adding more. I have probably about 30 to 40 plants, plant types in my garden that are native or more. I'll have to count. But there's a blazing star. I'm probably going to relocate it because it's not sunny enough here. But in my garden, I have rabbits. I also have a groundhog. So some of my things are caged. This is a calico aster, and It's self-seeded. Originally, I didn't have a cage, but you can see, I don't know if I can show you, they got nibbled, completely nibbled. So I put a cage on it yesterday. You'll see a lot of plants in my garden with cages because I do have some wildlife pressure, which is great. But when I only have one of it, because it's self-seeded, I try to cage them. Okay, and then I have a cut leaf, either coneflower or sunflower. I'll double check and let you know, but we can continue monitoring it. There's another one over there. Some more bearded foxglove. And then I have our Virginia clematis. Again, I might butcher all these names. Forgive me, I'm not good with names. I have a spiderwort, which I think is an adjacent, and then 2 cultivars of it that I got from a neighborhood plant sale, but I'll keep them here. This is Japanese spirea, which I think I will get rid of. They're not, they're on the watch list, but not quite native. I didn't know. I planted this the second year of my garden, and that's kind of when I went down the rabbit hole. But since it's here already, I will leave it until I find something suitable. There is a great blue lobelia. That I think is on its 2nd year, so it's getting big. And then I just got this gray sedge this weekend. So I have a couple of them planted. Maybe they're too similar in foliage type. I might move it. That's the other cut leaf, either sunflower or coneflower. I forgot which is which. And then I'm gonna pan you over here. This is my new favorite plant. I'm gonna watch it like a hawk. It is a button bush. It is newly planted a few days ago. I have clay soil in this part of the yard. Most of this is, actually all of this is clay soil. So I can let you know as we continue videos if they do well or not in clay. There's a lot of clay in our backyard because, as you can kind of see, we have a pool. And when they put that in, the previous owners, they filled a lot of the property with clay. So I'm half clay here in the front of my yard. The original soil is all sandy loam. More blazing star. And then you see roses, but yeah, you can ignore that. And then I have some Monarda there. And then I have Colliver's root. I just got that from the superstore this year. So let's see how it does. I don't remember what this was. I will have to find out. I think it is the white solidago, like the white goldenrod. I think that's what it is. I planted that, I think, last week. So we'll watch this as well. I'll let you know how it does. We have some coneflower. I have some over in the patch as well. And then this is my false indigo. This is, believe it or not, a 4-year plant, but I've had to relocate it a couple times. I wasn't happy. It was probably double the size when I bought it, and I've left it here for now a full year. So hopefully it will bounce back. It hasn't died on me, but it wasn't very happy. It was getting eaten, and then it was in too much shade, and then I relocated to another spot where it got overcrowded because it's so delicate. So we'll keep a watch on that one. And so far it's not doing well. Part of me is like, maybe I should just buy another one, but I feel bad, so let's baby it and see what goes on. Let's see, what else do I have that's native here? Okay, another dense blazing star. And then over there is Pollinator Magnet Heaven. That is Joe Pieweed. It is super amazing. It gets really tall, so it gets to like near the top of my fence. But the pollinators absolutely love it. I would highly suggest planting that. This part of the garden is more of my formal, not formal, but my cottage garden. So plants here aren't necessarily native. Actually, most of them are not, but plants I love and that I started with. This is the first border we started with in the backyard before I learned about native plants, but I wanted a pollinator friendly. So if you guys are interested in that, I can talk about that too. But for now, I want to stay with some of the natives. This is not a native. It's very aggressive. It is a lupin. It just finished blooming. I cut up all the stalks. I'm keeping it here for now because it takes up quite a bit of real estate. I've had no success with our native lupins. I've tried in 2 spots. I'm gonna try again. And when I try, I will cut these out because I don't want them to cross-pollinate. But for now, it's staying. But what I'm doing is, you can see I kind of cut something here. I cut off all the seed heads before they turned into dry seeds once they finish blooming. So I'm not encouraging more of it to grow. I have more bee balm here. And I have, oh, I forgot to show you guys. I have some iris. I have our native iris there. But it hasn't bloomed for me yet. This year 2. And then here in the shady part, we have obviously hostas. I relocated an ostrich fern and the false Solomon seal. I got some in my side yard, so I brought them here. And then I grabbed a couple of gingers. So I have that there. And then these are the heart-leafed asters. I got this off of Facebook from a really lovely lady selling native plants from her yard. And so I grabbed 2 of those. So let's see how they do in the shade. And what else do I have here? Just added a Jack in the Pulpit. I don't know if it's going to do well, but I'm going to monitor it and let you know. This spot is pretty shady. It gets a little bit of sun, like maybe 2 hours of sun throughout the day. So there's 1 Jack in the Pulpit there, 1 there. I heard it takes a little while before they actually flower, so I will continue watching it. And yeah, let me take you to the other spots in the garden. Okay, so I'm back here at my cottage garden border, and this is our eastern redbud. It is our prized tree. This property actually had barely any trees on it when we bought it. This is our 5th year here, and one of the first trees we bought was this eastern redbud. It's been growing really well. What they say is true. First year they sleep, second year they creep, and third year they leap. This is a 4-year-old tree. Last spring was the first time we saw red buds on it. Actually, it's not 4-year-old. This tree's probably older than that, but it's 4-year-old to our garden. And this year we had quite a nice display of red buds, but I didn't film it, so I apologize. But yeah, it's a magnificent tree. It's really happy here. So, okay. So I have swamp milkweed here. I had some in the back Pollinator Patch, but didn't point them out. This is Pearly Everlasting, and I actually saw some caterpillars for the American lady on it. I don't know if I can find any right now. Sadly, I have seen some birds peck through here, so maybe they've captured all the caterpillars. But I actually divided a bit of this into other parts of the garden, and about 3 weeks ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago, and I realized that on the top here where they're kind of closed off, they had a sack of caterpillars inside, and it happened to all 3 that I split. So as soon as I saw the caterpillar, I kind of scooped it up and put it into the patch. Now I don't know where they are. Hopefully a few of them have survived. This is butterfly weed, so that's doing awesome, and these ones are about to bloom. What else do we have here? Well, we have more of the blazing star. This part starting from here onwards is more sandy, so that's why you can see things like lavender growing. These are some self-seeded columbines. So when people say they self-seed, they really self-seed. I think what I done is I threw one of the Columbine pods of seeds here last year, and come the spring, all these itty bitty Columbines. I don't know if they're going to be native or not because I wasn't paying attention when I did that, but let's keep track of them and see how they do. And then here I have some Prarie Smoke. These ones originally were not from this part of the garden. I'll show you some later in the front where you can see how it has that puffy, smoky plume. So basically what happens is bumblebees are one of the only species that can get into this tight little bud when it's when it's new from the new springly emerged, and then after they've been pollinated, they get some plumes on it. There's like one plume left here, you can kind of see, but I'll show you some more later that still have plumes on it. This guy is also planted last October, November maybe? Oh, October, no, that's right, October. And this is a Newjersey Tea. It's a little sad. I kind of neglected it a bit where I didn't water it. That's why you see the leaves, I think, are kind of yellow and green veining. I started giving it some more water again, and all the new growth is more green than yellow, so I think that's good. It's caged because I have bunnies. I got pussy toes. Oh, there's a little caterpillar. Do you see the caterpillar? There's a caterpillar. So I think that's the American lady caterpillar. So yeah, these pussy toes I just got this weekend, so I got 2 of them. Originally I had it housed with the Pearly Everlasting because I saw a caterpillar on it, and I knew that it was the same type of caterpillar, so I kind of put the pot there for a few days to see if it would crawl somewhere else. But it's here, so I don't know if I should relocate it or leave it happily be. Maybe I'll leave it happily be. I'll monitor it to see how much leaves it has left. But these are the Pearly Everlasting that I told you that I had relocated, and they were getting eaten by caterpillars. So you can see I kind of lopped off some of the head of them, took the whole stalk and threw it into the pile. So hopefully they do well. Remember what this was called? Anise hyssop. And I have that in the front yard as well. And this is Blue Star Amsonia. I don't remember if I talked about this. This is year 2. Yeah, year 2. Again, because it's next to that Newjersey Tea, I forgot to really water it. So it's quite more yellow. And anyhow, it's almost finished flowering, but you can still see a few of the blue flowers on there. Quite pretty. And what I actually want to do is show you inside the pool area. So this is the Prarie Smoke again. This is in a slightly more shady area. This is a year 3 plant, I think. I divided some from here to plant elsewhere, but it still got pollinated, and it's still living quite well. These ones here, though, didn't flower. Maybe too shady. I'm not sure. I will monitor them again next year to see if they flower. If not, then I will relocate them. But what I want to show you in our pool bed is there's some more red oyster dogwood here. These ones are actually from my neighbor. They spill onto our property. We've left them. I believe these are some turtle heads. I think these are the pink ones and not the white ones. But we'll keep track of that. And here is a sawtooth sunflower. So I got these last year from a garden sale, a local garden sale, and it wasn't labeled. It just said sunflower. So I thought it was a real sunflower, but it became this. I had it planted over there and it grew really tall. So I was like, oh, that's not going to do. So I planted it here. So let's see how it does. I think I have one there and one there. It's focusing. One there and one there. So let's see how they do. This is the Leadplant in the clay soil that I talked about. I know I said I forgot to show you guys in the pool area, but this is in the clay. It seems to be doing okay, so let's monitor it. It looks pretty shady now, but this does get really full afternoon sun as it's by the pool. And I have big blue stem and little blue stem. So if you guys want to know what they look like side by side, that's what they look like. Well, I'll keep showing you as they grow taller. My thoughts for the pool area was to have some really dry plants that don't really need much love and care. So you'll see a lot of non-natives here. And I want to do some more grasses just to see how they'll look. But yeah, don't be afraid to experiment. I guess, you know, let your plants do what they want to do and see where they're the most happiest. This is the foxglove, the beard foxglove that self-seeded here from that guy, I guess. So he's there. And I have another big blue stem. So yeah, this is one of the original spots of the Prarie Smoke. I think I originally bought 4 or 5. And this is where I planted some of them. They were really happy here. Sandy soil, full sun. And this is another big blue stem. So I'll continue to monitor this guy as well to show you guys how well it's going to do. If I got the names wrong, I'm very sorry. I'll do better on that. I'm terrible with names. Okay, so this is the new patch. We just dug this out last fall in anticipation for our Serviceberry. Serviceberry, this one we got from the city through the LEAF program. We still had to pay for it. I think it's like $120, but it's doing well. We got some berries on it, even though it just got planted last year in the late fall. So yeah, we opened this whole kind of this brown part of this bed in the fall and added some stuff in. So again, I'm not 100% native, as you can probably see with all the plants I have, but striving for what Doug Ptolemy is saying, you know, 70-30 if I can. Oh, and here's the Prarie Smoke. So these are the plumes, if you can see them. I love them. And it's kind of fun because it's right at the front of my garden bed, and I have neighbors come by and they ask, oh, what's that? That's really cool. And this is definitely one of those plants that if you plant it, people will ask. I have another Newjersey Tea. This one I water a lot, so you can see the leaves are not yellow. They're definitely more green. I watered this a lot more because this is the front patch and most of the things here are only a year old. So I tried to water it quite a bit. So it's doing much better than the other one. And I also have here, I have the white goldenrod. So the Upland White goldenrod. I have one here, one there. I should probably keep plant tags more. This one is a spotted bee balm. So let's see how it does. I just planted it in yesterday. And these are the gray sedge. I love them. They're so cute. Again, also just planted this weekend. So last just a few days. I have my coneflower there. Another aster. I think those ones are the New York asters over there. What else do I have? Oh, I have a Leadplant. Yes. So this is a Leadplant. And I have a weed in there. Please excuse that. But this I also planted late fall last year. So we'll see how it does. I thought originally that it died out because by probably mid-May I didn't see any growth at all. And I was quite worried about it. I have 2, one in the back and one here. The back is in clay soil. This is in sandy soil. I want to see if it will live, and I thought I killed them. I thought they were so tender that they died out. But apparently they take a while to establish. So let's see how it does. We'll monitor this one together. I'm very excited about this. And then what else do I have here? I think I have some more bee balm. And I have my Columbine here. So these guys are super happy. I have some cardinal flower over there. I think these are cardinal flowers actually. Either I think that's the blue lobelia and these are cardinal flowers. I'll double check afterwards. I have some violets over there. Those are just naturally from the garden, so I left them. Although I may have some creeping bellflower mixed into it. That's the thing I hate about creeping bellflower. In the spring they look very similar to the violets. So I think I have to yank some of that out. This is kind of my shadier side. Originally it was quite shady, but a neighbor had chopped down a limb of the cedar and opened it up a bit. And so you'll see some random natives here. Let's see, what do we have? We have some coneflower. I have the hairy foxglove. And then these are New York asters, babies that I got from that wonderful lady off Facebook. She gave me the 3 babies. So let's see how they do. What else do I have here? Also blazing stars and some more butterfly weed. And I think another blue vervain, I believe, or white vervain. I have blue and white in this garden patch. So yeah, so there's that. And then, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, here is our iris, our native blue flag iris. So you see these ones better than the one that I had in the back. Easier to monitor. So one there, one there. This is very sandy soil, but my downspout is right there. So it's kept relatively moist and I do water them. So let's see how they do. The wild strawberries came with the property. That's one of the bonuses I have. Though I've never been able to eat any of the strawberries because we have a lot of chipmunks and rabbits and things in the neighborhood. But you can see some of them are coming and some of them have already been eaten. So we keep trying to monitor to see if we have any luck eating them. But so far, 0 luck. All eaten by the native wildlife, which is cool. Okay, what else do I want to show you guys? Oh yeah, so here is my Canadian anemone. Those are pretty spready. And I have some foam flower. My corbels have to be caged because if they're not, they get eaten. More anemone. And then I have a goat's beard here. Forgive that. I make sacrificial vegetables I give to the rabbits so that they hopefully have something to eat and they're not eating my plants. So yeah, I planted this last year. It was pretty small. I think it was probably like the size of the geraniums. But year 2, let's see how it does. And then tucked in here, I think they've all gone back. Oh, no, you can still see. So I have about 7 or 8 trilliums. These are the white trilliums. They have finished blooming, obviously. We're now in June, mid-June. But I just planted 2 red ones. And I don't know how they're going to do. So let's monitor them together. Hopefully they will do well. Oh no, it got dug up and got eaten. So maybe this one will do as well. Let's see if we can just pluck it back in. And, oh no, it just snapped it. Okay, so maybe this one will do well. We'll see. Gardening mishap. And this one did not get dug up, so maybe we'll get one. But let's see what happens here. This is the problem with planting in a heavily wild area. Well, not quite heavily wild, but we have lots of critters here. Salmon seal. These came with the property. Lots of ostrich fern. Like so many. These are gonna get fried because it's missing the limb of the cedar that used to shade it out. And this here, okay. So this is a burning bush. Not native. Beautiful. I love the plant. You can actually see it from our living room. I started hacking it back. When we first moved in, it like came to about here. like halfway through the fence line. Definitely far into my neighbor's property. You can kind of see it peeking into my neighbor's property there. It was huge. I haven't seen any self-seeding in my yard, but I know it's not good. So my goal this year is to chop it down. And this week I planted a Highbush Cranberry. So he is hopefully going to do well. This is literally the first week is in the ground. I'll have to keep watering it. My plan is hopefully this weekend or in the next coming days to keep chopping this back and eventually digging out the roots. I keep all the limbs and branches and put them into a pile of brush for also the wildlife. But yeah, let's monitor this. Let's see how that goes. I'm very excited. This has been on my wish list to do something about the burning bush for quite a while, and decided to do something about it this year. So hopefully we won't miss the burning bush too much, where it's a vibrant red, because the Highbush Cranberry is supposed to be quite vibrant as well. It's supposed to be fast-ish growing. So let's see how it does. Eventually, I would like this to fill out this area because most of the plants here are shady, lots of weeds. And as my garden matures, I will hopefully transplant more natives into this area. So, but yeah, I think that's the majority of my garden for natives. If there's anything that you guys want to ask me, let me know. I don't even know if anyone's going to watch this. But yeah, I figured that I filmed some of this so people in my growing zone know what natives plants there are, and because I found it really difficult to find anything local to see. There's a couple, I think, YouTubers in Hamilton and Ottawa, but nothing really in the GTA. Thanks for joining me today. See you soon.